This is KGW News at 11.
First at 11, a show of support in Lake Oswego. This after severed deer heads were found next to political yard signs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brittany Falkers. Now, the election is just 2 days away, and in a year that is very divisive, tensions are no doubt high. In Lake Oswego, neighbors say deer heads were placed next to yard signs on two different properties on Green Tree Road this past week. One sign was endorsing Democratic candidate Joe Biden. The other was in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Tonight, people in Lake-O held a rally condemning the act, saying hate has no place in their city.
We had a very large crowd of people who were saying, this is not okay. Hate is not okay. You don't put decapitated deer heads by someone's house, especially targeted at a Black Lives Matter sign. That tells me that someone has some hate and they don't want people to be advocating for Black lives.
Lake Oswego police are looking into the cases and are asking that anyone with information contact them. The election is now just 2 days away, and today we saw shows of support for President Trump throughout the country and here in the Portland area with a rally held in Gresham. Then this, a car rally, a long caravan of supporters with flags on their cars, motorcycles, and trucks looped around the Airport Way at PDX this afternoon. Meanwhile, it is a race to the finish with both candidates and their running mates out on the campaign trail making a final push in battleground states. President Trump crisscrossed the country today, campaigning in 5 states from Michigan to Florida.
Under my leadership, our economy is now growing at the fastest rate ever recorded, 33.1%. This was announced yesterday.
At the same time, Democratic candidate Joe Biden targeted Pennsylvania, holding rallies in Philadelphia.
We need every single one of you to get out and to vote on Tuesday. My message to you is simple. Pennsylvania is critical to this election.
A new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows Biden maintaining a double-digit national lead over President Trump, 52% to 42%. Across the country, close to 92 million people have already cast their ballots. Election officials are busy tallying them all up. Meanwhile, many voters growing anxious about the results. Tim Gordon spoke to some people who are finding ways to ease all the stress.
We are used to early voting in Oregon and Washington. Mailing it in or dropping it at the drop box is a way of life. But this election season is really strong on early turnout. Check out the latest numbers. As of Saturday, more than 67.5% of registered voters had cast ballots in Multnomah County. And Washington County was keeping pace with nearly 66.5% turnout. Clackamas County, which includes Sunday data, puts turnout so far at 71.9%.
They want to close down your factories, ship your jobs to China, eliminate private health care, destroy the suburbs.
In 2 days, we can put an end to a president who has failed to protect this nation. In 2 days, we can put an end to a presidency that fanned the flames of hate.
A tough and many would say divisive presidential race is getting a lot of attention, but it is also causing angst. All the more reason another sunny day helps. Along Vancouver's waterfront, we found wisdom from the walkers on dealing with the election tension.
You just stay calm, get outside, and enjoy things that are beautiful. That's how I cope.
When we asked how people were doing, we heard a lot of this.
We're doing okay. We're out here enjoying the sunshine instead of thinking about it. So.
Yeah.
The Cooks, with baby daughter Avery, went on to say,
Okay, we try and stay positive, and we'll figure out things as they happen, regardless of who wins the various elections. And at this point, all we can do is try and make the world a better place and
should make sure and vote.
As of Saturday in Clark County, voter turnout was up to just over 65%.
Carolyn Long supports a radical health care scheme that would close Washington hospitals.
She bragged about voting to cut coverage for pre-existing conditions.
Getting a lot of airtime and attention here is the rematch between incumbent Jamie Herrera Butler and challenger Carolyn Long for Washington's 3rd congressional seat. Jessica Hickman and family just moved to Vancouver from Texas recently. She says talking out differences helps create understanding and ease stress. That said,
yes, I'm looking forward to getting past Election Day. Like, people are so divided and so angry, and there's two different sides of the spectrum, and they're so extreme on both sides. So yes, I am looking forward to getting past Election Day.
And we can hope there is at least some relief then. Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Tim, thank you. And a reminder for those of you who have not yet voted, Tuesday at 8 p.m. is your deadline. In Oregon, your ballot must be received by then to count. So it's too late to mail it. You're going to have to drop it off at an official ballot box instead. Now, in Washington, mail-in ballots only have to be postmarked by Tuesday. If you're dropping it off, 8 o'clock is your deadline. You can also walk up and register and vote in person on Tuesday. Again, it just has to be before 8 p.m. KGW will have extensive election coverage on Tuesday night. We'll be airing NBC News coverage all night starting at 4 p.m. We'll also bring you updates on local election results every 30 minutes. Plus, from 7:30 to 9:30, we'll have continuous local election coverage on KGW's sub-channel, the True Crime Network. We'll also be streaming on KGW.com, our app, YouTube, and all the KGW social pages. Then join us at 11 for local news and up-to-the-minute election results. Let's turn now to the coronavirus pandemic. Today, the Oregon Health Authority reported 2 more deaths and 524 new cases. That's down slightly from the 555 cases reported just yesterday and the record 600, which was set on Friday. Just look at the dotted line on this graph. You can see case numbers have been trending up in Oregon since mid-September. And even with the recent surges in cases, Governor Kate Brown is loosening the state's COVID metrics for schools. The new rules make it easier to bring students back into the classroom. It could affect as many as 130,000 kids. Take a look at this. 15 counties here in the light blue immediately qualify to start in-person classes for K through 12. Another 9 counties, those are the ones in black on this map, they can start kindergarten through 6th grade. The ones in gray, that includes Multnomah, Washington, and Marion counties, which have the largest school districts in the state, do not qualify to reopen yet. Rising from the ashes of Oregon's wildfires. Up next, how local artists are transforming the remnants into masterpieces to help those who lost everything. Plus, a Washington woman thought her filled-out ballot was lost forever, but it's been counted, all thanks to the help of a Good Samaritan. We'll explain.
Did you like your weekend? 68 in Hillsborough today. Same story in Scappoose, Vancouver, and Portland, both at 65. We're going to do it again tomorrow. And then the rain moves in. I've got the details on that coming up in just a few minutes.